What's up? So I'm back with another story time about my lovely travels. As you guys saw, I went to Zurich about 2 weeks ago, I believe, and let me tell y'all, a lot happened on that trip. Okay, so my friend Flor, who was in the Switzerland vlog, was gonna be taking a train to Zurich. I was gonna be flying out that same night. So we went to the cafeteria, we started printing out our stuff. We had booked a train from Zurich to Alpnachstad, which was the stop we were gonna go to in order to get to the Alps, and then from there we had to take another train, right? So we had booked that train far in advance. Literally, we booked everything probably a month in advance. Yeah, like 3 to 4 weeks in advance. And then ever since, I never looked back on it because I was so focused on finals and school and getting everything done. So that day, I'm checking my email, like printing out all my boarding passes, and I can't find my boarding pass for the train. So I'm like, okay, so I'm out here checking every single like email address that I have. I'm like, this one, no, not that one, spam, trash, everything, and I could not find this boarding pass. So I'm trying to keep calm, you know, like I'm like, it's okay, it's there, it has to be there, I paid for it, so it has to be somewhere in there. And I'm just like, so then I'm like trying to be chill too because it was Flor's birthday, so I didn't want to be all like because, you know, I don't want to ruin someone's birthday. And inner me was literally dying. So I'm trying so hard to find this. I'm like, okay, whatever. Because my flight was leaving from Amsterdam at 6. So, and it was already 3. And then I had to bike home and pack and clean and eat. Like, I had so much stuff to get done. And I was like, I don't have time to be looking for this boarding pass. Like, it has to be in my email address. So I'll just find it and then I'll print it out at the hostel. So then I like race home. Literally have never biked so fast in my life. Like I was like, and, like I'm like swerving through all these people. Mind you guys, my bike is the most childish looking bike ever. And I'm like super small, so my bike is super small as well. Anyway, so then I get to my apartment. I literally throw everything out of my backpack. I start pulling clothes from everywhere. I jump in the shower and then I race to the train station to get to Amsterdam. And then I get to Amsterdam and I'm at the airport like 3 hours early. I was like, girl, you had time to chill. But you know what, I'm glad. Ever since Portugal, I'm not taking any type of chances with my flights. So then I'm chilling there, like looking up my hostel and I'm emailing the company that we bought the train tickets from. And then as I'm looking for my hostel, I can't find the confirmation email. And I'm like, that's weird. So I text Flor and I was like, hey Flor, can you send me the info for the hostel? I can't find it in my email, LOL. And then she's like, oh well girl, yeah, here you go. And so then she sent it to me and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's weird because like we literally booked these hostels together, so I don't understand why I can't find my confirmation. And then I log into my hostel world and the confirmation wasn't there, and I'm like, that's weird. And then I'm checking my bank statements and I had been charged for 3 different hostels. So I was like, okay, Vienna, Barcelona, and Zurich, like I have to have a confirmation for this. So I go back and check which hostels I have been charged for, and I realized that I had not booked a hostel for Zurich. I had booked a hostel in Rotterdam, Vienna, and Barcelona, and I was like, how did I forget to book a hostel? I don't understand. And like the entire time, I'm to this day, I generally don't understand how I forgot to book a hostel, because I remember being with Flor, looking up this hostel and being like, okay, I'm gonna book it all right now. And I literally had my card with me, so I didn't know how I did that, but it happened. So I'm like freaking out. Like I'm like, what if there's no more hostels available? Like, what am I gonna do? Oh my God, I'm gonna get there at night and I don't even know where I'm gonna be going. Where am I gonna sleep? And I'm like, chill. Like literally this whole study abroad experience has been me freaking out and then me trying to get myself to calm down. Like, we love it. So it's like internally talking to myself 24/7. So I'm just like, it's okay, like you got this, just like look up hostels, whatever, there has to be something available, even if it's for one night, you're only there for 2 nights anyway, like you can sleep at the airport the next night. So I'm just like freaking out and I'm texting Flor like, bro, I forgot to book a hostel, what the heck? And she's like, oh my God, are you sure? Like check your bank statement, blah, blah, blah. And like, I'm just like, I hate this so much. So then I book a hostel super fast and it was like 37 euros or something like that. So I was like, that's expensive. I'm only gonna book for one night and then I'll spend the other night at the airport. Like, it's not that deep. And then Flor is like, I don't want to stress you out. Literally, okay, so we send each other voice memos all the time. And like the minute I heard her say, I don't want to stress you out, I was like, I'm stressed. And so she was like, but you should still go to the other hostel and see if they made a mistake and they just didn't send you the confirmation. And then from there go to your other hostel. And I was like, no, like the hostel that I booked is non-refundable, so I'm just gonna go there. Like, I was like, if I find out that I did have a reservation and that I already reserved something else, I'm gonna be mad because I wasted more money. And so I was like, no, it's okay. And like, it took me like 15 minutes to like rationalize and be like, yes, do what Flor said. So then I got, okay, so like you guys know, I don't have Wi-Fi, or I don't have data, so I have to go off of Wi-Fi, right? So luckily at the airport, I screenshotted directions to and from each hostel and how to get to each hostel from the same spot. Like, I had directions for literally everything. And luckily they were all close to each other, so it was only like 10-minute walks from each other. And so I walk over to the hostel, the original one, and I ring the doorbell and they're like, we're full. And I was like, oh, I have a reservation. She's like, no, you don't. I was like, I think I do. And she's like, no, we're full. Everyone that was supposed to check in already checked in. I was like, well, can I give you my name? And she was like, yes. And I was like, okay. And so I gave her my name. She's like, nope. Like, literally, I was like, Dayanita. She was like, nope. She didn't even let me finish my name before she said no. And I was like, okay, look, I've had a long day. I don't need this attitude, but okay. She's like, you're probably at the other hostel. And I was. And she was like, so do you know how to get there? And I was like, no, but I have directions, so it's okay. I'll figure it out. And I was like, yeah. And then like I just like try to walk away. And she's like, no, tell me where it is. And I was just like, I don't know, girl. I'm gonna figure it out. And so I like pulled up the directions from my screenshots, and I was like, oh, it's via this and that. She's like, just go this way, that way, blah blah blah. She was like super rude, and I was like, okay, cool. So then I get there, checked in. They gave me chocolate, and I was like, bless up, your girl needed this. And then, so I thought I had been going through it, y'all. So I check into my hostel, and mind you, the girls in my hostel were also super rude. Like, I walked in, I was like, hi. It wasn't even that late. It was probably like 10:30, and they just like mugged me. And I was like, all right. So I walked over to my bed, and I was trying to put all my stuff away, and they all turned their lights off. I was like, y'all clearly saw me walk in. You see me trying to store my stuff, but okay. So then I'm trying to be like super quiet and like not flash my flashlight at them, but I was like, y'all asked for this. Like, you could have left your light on while I put my stuff down, but okay. And then like one of them literally sat up from her bed and was like, I didn't even turn and look at her. Like, I was like, I'm sorry, but I just walked in. What do you want me to do? Like, just leave my stuff everywhere so that you can wake up and trip all over it? I mean, if that's what you want. I can't stand people sometimes. So then I get into my bed, and I had locked up all my stuff, and Flor had sent me all these voice memos, and I was like, oh, I can't listen to them. I don't have my headphones. And she's like, Dea, please listen. And I was just like, oh my God, like, what's going on? So I'm about to like lower it down, and then she's like, I miss my connection. There's no more trains to Zurich. I don't know what to do. Like, she's just like going off, and I was like, ah! So basically what happened to her was that her train in Rotterdam was delayed, so then that threw her off by 5 hours. So her train got delayed for like 10-15 minutes, and then she was supposed to connect from that train to another one, and since she was delayed, her connection left literally by 1 minute. She missed it by 1 minute. So then she was luckily able to turn her data on and figure it out, but basically what she had to do was take trains from Rotterdam all the way to the end of the Netherlands, and then from there were no more trains. So she was like, what do I do? And she took a Flixbus, I believe, from whatever, I think she was in Eindhoven, and then went to Belgium, and then from Belgium went to Germany, and then from Germany to Switzerland, something like that. It was something crazy where she was just like crossing countries just to get to Zurich. So then she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the Alps tomorrow, blah blah blah. And I was like, it's okay, whatever happens, we're still gonna have fun. We just have to make the best out of it. Like, just keep a positive mind. Whenever you get here, whatever happens, we will make the best of it. Like, I was like, dude, this poor girl, it's her birthday, we had finals, like, it's just been a hard day, we don't need this, like, just keep a positive mind. And so then the next day, so once again, I don't have data, right? So I just rely on Wi-Fi. Tell me why every single hotspot in Zurich requires you to have a freaking cell phone plan. It's like, oh, we're gonna text you the code. And I'm like, I can't receive the code. So I literally had Wi-Fi nowhere except for in my hostel. And so I told her, like, I'm gonna leave the hostel now. Let me know where I should meet you and we'll go from there. So then we were gonna meet at the train station the next day so that we could go to the Alps. So she told me to be there around 12, and I was like, okay, cool. And I had checked the train schedule to see when they would be coming in case she didn't get there by 12. So there was one at 12, and then another one at like 12:35, something like that, but they were different platforms. So we were a little confused, but we were like, it's okay, we'll figure it out. So then I'm sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, and I'm like, what happens if she doesn't get here? Should I go without her? I don't know what to do. And like, mind you, the train tickets were not cheap. They were like 56 franc, which was around $58, $59. So we were like, we gotta go. And so then around 12:30, I'm like, dang, like, where is she? She said she'd be here soon. I'm like, maybe I'm not seeing her. Should I get up and walk around? And then as I'm starting to think that, she like comes running at me and she's like, let's go, the train is here. And I'm like, okay. So we literally start running after the train. We get on the train and we're just like, finally. And I was like, girl, you made it. She was so done. And then we're on there, we're telling each other about everything that happened to us, and then they come around to scan our tickets. And we're like, okay, here you go. And he's like, are you guys going to Atlakstad? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, this isn't the right train. Why? So I was like, oh, okay, so what should we do? And he was like, I'm sorry, it's just like too much was happening. So he was like, just get off at the next stop and then transfer onto platform 3, and then that'll take you to Luzerne. And Luzerne is Aplakstad, basically. And we were like, okay. And so then we're getting off, and Flor was like, I knew it, like, because I don't remember. Oh, I think like there was something on there that I was like, I feel like the 12:31 isn't one that goes there, and there was one right after it that we thought that was the right one, but we're like, whatever, like, just get on. And so yeah, we're like, okay. So then we got off at the next stop, and we had to wait like 30 minutes for the next one, so we just got lunch. And we're like, damn, dude, like, how does all of this happen to us? So then we finally get to Luzerne, and we're so excited to take the little train up, but there we still had to pay another 72 francs per person to take the little train to go up to the Alps. So we're like, damn. And then we're about to go buy it, and this guy, who was clearly God, came up to us and was like, hey, I have these 2 tickets that I'm not gonna use. Do you guys want them? I'll give them to you, 2 for the price of 1. And we're like, yes, sold. But then I was like, we didn't pull out cash. So I was like, do you want cash? And he was like, yeah. And we're like, I was like, Flo, we don't have cash. And she was like, fuck. And so then he was like, I'll take dollars. And we're like, no, we don't have dollars. And I was like, what about euros? And he was like, yeah, I'll take euros. So then we like put our money together to buy this 1 train ticket. And we were like, oh my God, what a steal. So then we take the little train and we're like, wow, this is so beautiful. We made it. Oh my God, we've been through so much. And then we get up to the mountains. We're like, wow, like, this is crazy. It was literally so beautiful, you guys. It literally felt like I was walking into heaven. Like, we were so high up. We were higher than the clouds. Like, clouds. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So then after that, we were just like, okay, whatever. But we were only able to spend like 2 hours in there. I think it was because we think that like the earlier you get there, the later you decide to leave. but by the time we got there, it was already 2, and then the last train going back down was at 4:30. So we were like, okay, we'll take that one, because the next one was at like 3:30. So we were like, okay, 4:30, and we just walked around. It was literally beautiful. And when we went back into the city, we got fondue, and that was expensive. It was like $30. And we're like, whatever, gotta do it for the experience. So yeah, that was my story time for Zurich. It was literally a wild time, and I feel like something crazy does happen every time I go somewhere. So if you guys want more story times on my traveling adventures, let me know. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.